Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Battle Report. I am Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Casa the Geek, where I'm about to fight a 2,000-point 10th edition battle report between my Dark Angels and Marcus's Orks. So the story that we've got going on here today is that the Lion is leading his Dark Angels to reunify the Legion or the chapter, finding the fallen and bringing them back into the fold. But as he goes throughout Imperium Nihilus here, he is never going to turn down an opportunity to purge some xenos, as any exemplar of the Imperium would do. So he has landed with his force of Dark Angels down here to purge an Ork infestation that is occurring on this Imperial planet. He's not going to turn away the cries for help from the Imperial citizens here. And the Orks, they're just looking for a scrap. They just want to punch some Umis, some Beakies in the face, and especially that big Beaky over there with his weird little friends following behind him. That is what the Orks are looking to do, and that's what they are going to do always. So that's the story that we've got going on. The mission that we're going to be playing here today is going to be determined by the deck. So essentially, the way it works here in 10th edition now is that you have a deck of cards that get divided into smaller decks. And essentially what you have is you're going to have your secondary objectives here. You have your gambits that will come in place maybe in the third round. And essentially with those, what's going to happen is that you have two options. You can either have set objectives that you place down that you're going to go with and score based upon every turn that you have them there. Or you can just use them like you would a Maelstrom of War deck and just draw them each turn and try to score from that. Then you have a deck for the deployment zone, you have a deck for the primary mission, and then you have a deck for mission rules. So we drew out of each one of those. We drew Search and Destroy as our deployment zone and set up the table accordingly. We drew primary mission of Take Hold, which is essentially you score 5 victory points each turn for each objective that you control, up to 15 points per turn. And then you have Hidden Supplies was the mission rule that we drew. And so essentially what we did was we took the objective in the center of the battlefield, we moved it 6 inches towards one of the corners, and then we put an additional objective on there. So there's now going to be 4 objectives in no man's land here and 1 in each of our deployment zones. So 6 objectives on the table here with plenty of opportunities to grab those objectives. And essentially that's the way it works. So they've got a whole deck of a bunch of different deployments, a bunch of different missions, and a bunch of different rules that you can have, and you can draw them or you can choose them yourself. It's up to you however you want to play them. That's what they have there. So you can choose it if you want to, especially if you're doing like a tournament or something like that. You would probably go into it with an understanding that each mission you're going to have a certain deployment, each mission you're going to have a certain mission, and each one you're going to have a different mission rule. And that's the way they work there. So me and Marcus have both decided to do the random secondaries. So we'll both be drawing those as we go along. And that is the mission that we are going to be playing here today. So before we go any further, though, let's show you the 2 armies that are going to be fighting it out. So for the Dark Angels, starting off my list here, I have 2 5-man Intercessor squads, one of which has a Primaris Ancient attached to it. I have a 5-man Infiltrator squad. I have a 10-man Infernus squad. I have a 10-man Deathwing Command squad. I have a Drop Pod. I have a Dark Talon. I have a Ballistus Dreadnought. I have a Redemptor Dreadnought. And last but not least, we have Lionel Johnson, the Primarch himself. And for the Orks, starting off his list, we have a 20-man Boy squad with a War Boss and Pain Boy attached. We have 3 squad of Gretchen, which consist of 10 Gretchen and a Runt Herd. We have a 10-man Luda squad. We have a 5-man Meganob squad with a Big Mech in Mega Armor as the leader. We have a unit of 3 mech guns with a Big Mech with Shock Attack gun attached. We have a 5-boy Storm Boy squad with Boss Zagstruck attached. We have a mech. We have a battle wagon. We have a Megatrack Scrap Jet. We have a 6-man Squighog Boy squad with a Knob on Smash-a-Squig attached. And last but not least, we have a Beast Boss on Squigosaur. So now going over deployment here. Up on the front lines, I have my Deathwing Command Squad, and right behind them we have the Lion himself ready to charge into battle. We have our Ballistus Dreadnought back over here. We've got a 5-man Intercessor Squad over here. Back on the left side of this building, we have my Redemptor Dreadnought, and in front of him we have the 5-man Intercessor Squad with a Primaris Ancient attached to it as a leader. And in the building over here, just trust me, there's a 5-man Infiltrator Squad that's sitting on that objective over there. In reserves, I have a drop pod with 10 with a 10-man Infernus Squad in there. That's right, that is Primaris boys inside of a drop pod. We can do that now because GW said so. I will take it. Woo! So we've got them, and then in reserves I also have a Dark Talon because flyers now, interestingly enough, have to start in strategic reserves. You can't start them on the table, and you'll see once we start using them that their movement is very different now than what it used to be. So flyers are like a whole new game. Just wanted to show them off, so that's why he is there. Going over deployment now for Dem Orks. We've got a battle wagon over on this flank. Inside of the battle wagon we have a 10-man Luda Squad. We have a 5-man Meganob Squad, and attached to that Meganob Squad as a leader, we have a big mech with mega armor. He's attached to them, so they're all inside of that battle wagon there. We have a 3-gun, man, what was this? We just went over this. Mech guns, that's right, mech gun squad here. Attached to them, we have a big mech with the shock attack gun. He's got that one. We also have a mech, a regular mech over here. He's not attached as a leader to any units. We have a squad of Grots, second squad of Grots, and a third squad of Grots over there. Interesting to note now that the Runt Herder comes with the Grot squad as is. So that's kind of an interesting change of events there. So now you're going to have to find those run herders that you just weren't using for many years and get them back out on the board there. We then have a 20-man boy squad inside over here, and attached as leaders into there we have a pain boy and we have a war boss in there. So they're attached to that squad. Then over on this flank over here, we have a 6-man Squig Hog Riders squad. And attached to that squad as a leader, we have a knob on a Squigosaur. Smash a Squig. Knob on a Smash a Squig. And next to them, a lot of squigs, lots of different. It's like I need David Attenborough over here to tell me which squigs I'm looking at. Then over here, next to them is a boss on Smash a Squig, right? No,
a beast boss on Squig.
Beast boss. I made up an entirely new unit. That's not even a real thing. It's a beast boss on Squigosaur. And then we've got a Scrapjet over here. I got that one right. And in reserves, he is going to have a 5-man Stormboy squad, and attached to them is going to be Boss Zagstruck as its leader. So that is the deployment. And the way it works now, you still roll off to see who will be going first, because that's just the way it is. So we were going to roll off here. 3 for me, 5 for my opponent. So Marcus will be going first with the Orks. We'll come back to you after their first movement phase. All right, Orks' turn here on turn number 1. The first thing he did was he drew objectives here. So he drew the objectives, and he got capture enemy outposts. So at the end of his turn, if he controls one or more objective markers where my opponent's deployment in my opponent's deployment zone, he scores 8 VP for that one, so it's going to be a little difficult first turn here. He also drew Overwhelming Force, so he gets 3 VP to a maximum of 5 VP for every unit of mine that he kills that was started his turn on an objective marker. So I do have some on back in my deployment zone, but again, hard to achieve first turn. But he did, I do have these infiltrators here, which he has put a lot of force into trying to kill to score him some points. Let's go over his movement phase. Oh, and again, in the command phase, he rolled a d6 for each objective marker that a Grot unit was on. And on a 4+, he would get a CP, but he rolled a 3, so he didn't get the CP. So he just has the 1 CP. We both have 1 CP because we got that during this turn here. But he rolled it for this one. So there's multiple Grot units on that objective, or there were. It doesn't count. because it's different. You roll for each objective marker that has a grot unit on it, so it's not each grot unit on an objective there. So, but his movement phase, his mega armor, the knobs with mega knobs, disembarked from his battle wagon there, moved up just outside of the building over here, looking to get a charge off into my boys inside over there. Then his one grot squad embarked upon the battle wagon over here. And then the battle wagon moved up over on this side, getting closer here to put some shots in on them. Then over here, his mech guns stood still where they were because they're within range of what he wants to shoot at, which is basically going to be my ballistic dreadnought over there. His boys stood still, as did the grots over there, the grots back here, and the Squig Hog boys as well stood still. Moved up a little bit, but they're trying to stay out of charge range of my command squad. And then the Beast Boss on Squigosaur and the Scrapjet moved around the side over here. He did not declare the WA this turn because it's a one-turn thing now. You don't get the benefits of it moving forward, so you kind of got to be a bit more bit more specific when you decide to use it or not. So, and that is going to be it for the movement phase. My opponent didn't spend the CP to redraw because he only had the one. Didn't get the second one. He wants to keep a CP for using later on. So that's going to be it for the movement phase here for the Orks on turn 1. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, starting off here, we're going to go with the mech guns and the big mech with the shock attack gun. So they are all going to be firing into my ballistic dreadnought over here. Because he is being partially obscured by the ruins, he will get the benefit of cover to anything that's obviously that's less than that's at least AP -1 or not. Because if it's AP 0, I don't get the benefit of it since I've got more armor than that. So what's their story?
All right, these are custom mega cannons. They're D6 shots apiece, strength 12, -2, D6 damage. And mech guns, they hit on 4s, but the mech that's attached to them has them re-rolling 1s. So these would be 3d6 shots, hitting on 4s, re-rolling 1s into the ballistas.
Cool. So.
All right, so 3d6 shots. It's going to be 9.
All right, we'll come back with that. All right, 9 shots, hitting on 4s, re-rolling 1s. So re-roll that 1. And there's the 1-3 over there that needs to go away.
That's good shooting.
And these are strength
12.
12, toughness 10.
3s.
So 3s to wound. No rerolls here, but no need to. Jeez. That's going to be all wounds there. So that's going to be 7.
AP -2 goes to 1.
All right, so 7 AP -2. 1 second. Ballistic Dreadnought has a 2-up armor save, which is pretty sweet. But the guns are AP -2, so it's going to be -2 plus 1 because of the benefits of cover over there. So it's going to be 7 3-up saves, failing 2 of them.
All right.
And the damage on this?
D6 damage apiece.
D6 each. Getting 7 damage. Another big mech with shock attack gun. What's his story?
All right, he is strength 9, AP -4, D6 damage, and he is shooting at 60-inch range.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Table, and D6 plus 1 is how many shots he's got.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So D6 plus 1 shots.
Okay, so 2 shots.
Now, I can use my grot that's in here with him. I put him in the battle.
Wrong area.
We'll figure it out. So he comes with a grot that lets me re-roll the amount of shots once per game.
Okay.
So I'll use that.
Fair enough. There we go. Good use of his, was it Grot Oiler? Is that
exactly.
Hey, look at me knowing Xenos things. So I'll report to the closest Inquisitor soon, don't worry.
So now it'll be 5 shots, hitting on 5s, but re-rolling 1s. So, no 1s. Now these will be wounding on 5s with no re-rolls. Nothing.
Nothing there. All right, that's not it. It's not over yet. Because my ballistic dreadnought got hit with a deranged snotling attack, I have to make a battle shock test. So it's any time that you just have to roll for the battle shock test here. So it's 2d6. He's got a leadership of 6, so I'm looking to get 6 or higher on 2d6. And I don't. So he is battle shocked, which essentially because this is going to come up my turn here, what's going to happen essentially for me now is that my OC is going to drop to 1. Normally it would drop to 0, but the Dark Angels, their detachment is Grim Resolve is their special rule. That allows them that their OC, when they are battle shock, gets dropped to 1 instead of dropped to 0. But I also can't use any stratagems on him until he is unbattle shocked, which happen on my turn, but then I will, because he's also at half wounds now, I'm going to have to roll for his battle shock on my turn as well. So interesting. Deranged Snotlings, they didn't do any damage, but they spooked the floating corpse inside there. Now the mega knobs over here are going to fire into my infiltrator squad that's inside the building over here. The reason they can, so they're outside the building, they're outside the footprint, but because my guys are wholly in or are in the building over here, they can draw a line of sight to them through there. So these 2 guys over here can't see because you can't see through walls. It's still true line of sight. But these 4 over here can see. So what are we going to start with?
We'll start with the Big Mac in Mega Armor. He's got a Teleport Blasta, which is 3 attacks, but Blast also, and since that's a unit of 5, it's +1.
Yes.
So 4 shots. These are hitting on 5s. They're Strength 8, -1, 3 flat damage.
Okay.
Alright, so those 2 hit. Strength 8, so needing 2s to wound. It'll be 2 wounds, AP -1.
All right, 2 wounds, AP -1. They are in cover there, so I will get the benefit of cover, leaving me at 3 up armor saves. Making both of those. Woo! And he has another weapon as well.
It's a custom Mega Blasta. This is 3 shots. It's hitting on 5, Strength 9, -2, D6 damage.
Okay.
It's hitting on 5s. Rerolling 1s is what he gives to his unit, which would include himself.
Yes, it would.
But nothing.
Nothing there. All right. And now the three mega knobs you can see are going to fire their combi weapons into my guys.
Yeah.
So they're going to be hitting on 5s.
That's right. Hitting on 5s, they're strength 4, but they're anti-infantry and devastating wounds.
Yeah.
So 5s, rerolling 1s because of the attached mega knob.
Ooh.
It's pretty good.
Yep.
And then
these are wounded on
4s.
4s because of anti-infantry 4 up. And because they are anti-infantry 4 up, anti means that they score critical wounds on that number. So now those 3 critical wounds translate into the 3 devastating wounds from that. So that how many wounds? How many damage?
Just 1 damage apiece. That's
1 damage
3
apiece.
mortals.
So it's going to be 3 mortals in here. These guys do have the Helix Gauntlet, which now does a D6 or a 6 up feel no pain onto the squad there. So I'm looking for filled faces here. I get 1 of them, so 1 guy will die, but no one else will be injured. All right. Now the Megatrack Scrapjet is going to fire into my Intercessor squad over here. What's his story?
All right, he is firing a rocket cannon. It's range 24, D6 +1 shots, but it has blast, so it's going to D6 +2 against this unit. Strength 9, -2, 3 flat damage. So D6 +2 because of I didn't bring enough dice.
Oh, okay, fun little story there. Well, here we go.
These are hitting on 5s. Oh, see,
There we go. That made up for it. There we go.
Still orky shooting.
I think it was the dice, just like that little dig that you gave about not bringing enough dice. The dice are like, I'll show you what happens.
It's a 2 up on the wound. Oh, there we go. There we go. All right, we can stay here. There's more stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It's got a wing missile. It's the exact same profile, but just 1 shot. So hitting on a 5. Nope.
Okay.
And then it's got twin big shooters, which is going to be 3 shots hitting on 5s. They are strength 5 and twin linked. So this is going to be a 3 re-rolling. 3 re-rolling. There you go.
Okay.
1 save, no AP.
No AP, so looking for a 3 up save. No, I take the damage. Is it 1 wound?
It is 1.
1 damage, okay. Now, his battle wagon is going to fire everything into my Terminators. So, there's a whole lot to this. He has a Laba, he has a bunch of big shooters, but also he has a firing deck of 22. So there's a whole squad of Ludas inside there that are also going to be firing at them over here. So I'm going to spend 1 CP on Armor of Contempt. It's a stratagem in the Dark Angels detachment that essentially allows me to worsen the AP by all attacks into them here by 1. So he has a bunch of weapons. He has like a 1-shot, was it shock attack gun?
Zap gun.
Zap gun. That's like AP -3, so that'll be AP -2, which will put me to my invul anyway. Then I have a bunch, and then he has like a bunch of rockets that are AP -2. That'll now be AP -1. And then he has a bunch of AP -1 shots in there from the, which ones were those?
The Ludas.
The Ludas are AP -1. So now those will be AP -0. So bringing me back to my 2-up save on my guys. So what do you want to start with first?
All right, we'll fire the big shooters at you. That's from the battle wagon itself. Those are strength 5, and they have rapid fire 2. So they're 3-shot space. Because you're half range, it's going to be +2 shots. So 5 shots each, hitting on 4s because they're +1 to hit. Strength 5, 0 AP, 1 damage.
They're +1 to hit because this other mech over there, the one that was not attached, gave the battle wagon +1 to hit. And it's also good to note that all of the weapons that are being fired from the firing deck are basically counting as being fired by the battle wagon. So they'll also all benefit from the +1 to hit from the big mech that put on the battle wagon there. Because that's how they work it now, is that the firing deck basically allows you to like equip the vehicle that you're in with those weapons.
That's right. 4s.
All right, we'll come back to that. Strength 5, toughness 5. So looking for 4s to wound there.
There you go. It'll be 5 saves.
All right, 5 saves here. AP is nothing on these, right?
Nothing.
So there'll be a 2-up armor save regardless. Okay, I take 3 wounds, but my guys all have storm shields on them except for the 3 like quasi characters that are in the command squad there. So that's going to leave one of my guys on 1 wound. Now we're going to shoot the lob over here.
All right, so it's D6 shots, but it has blast, so it's D6 +2. These will be hitting on 4s, and then strength 5, so wounding on 4s. Just 1 save.
All right, 2-up armor save.
You can do it.
Okay,
You can.
well, cool. I got a dead guy. Sounds great. All right, and now we've got the death guns coming in.
That's right. They hit on 6s normally, so +1 puts them up to 5. They're strength 8, -1, 2 damage, but they're rapid fire 1, and so these are actually 3 shots apiece. So hitting on 5s. I don't feel pressure. You're not coming back to me.
No, I know.
Okay, all right.
We're going with it live.
Okay, cool. Gotta tell me these are 3s. All right.
And these are going to be 3s to wound because these are
so
strength 8, right?
That's right. So that's 6 saves, please.
All right, AP
Would be 1.
would be 1, but becomes 0 because of Armor of Contempt here. So 2-up armor saves. Okay, I was going to say, I think we got all the ones out of there, but no, we did get one little cheeky one in there, so that's going to be 1 wound on my guy. I lied, it was 2 damage, so we got two wounds over there. And now we got the zap gun coming in over here.
All right, this is strength 2d6, so it'll be strength 4. Great roll.
Okay, perfect.
Right, 1 shot hitting on 4s, or 4s because of the +1. Yes, and now wounding on 5s. Yes. It's AP. That
Doesn't matter. That's a 6.
Yep.
It's got devastating wounds, which means that it's damage, which is what?
3.
3. So that 3 damage becomes 3 mortal wounds, which will kill the one guy that was on 2 wounds, and then put a wound onto another guy. And now we've got the rockets coming in over here.
Yeah, these are from the spanners and the ludas. It's D3 shots, but they're blast, and so these are going to be 2d3 +2 each, so +4. Oh, so that's going to be there, and then 2 each for blast. These are hitting on 4s. They're strength 9, -2, 3 damage. So 4s, and then 3. Nope, yeah, 3s, because tough 5. All right, so these would be AP2. Now they're AP1, so 6 saves.
At 3 ups. So here we go. 6 3-up saves. Failing 1 of them. Lots of fill faces, but doesn't matter for this. I do fail 1. What's the damage on that?
3 damage.
3 damage, so that will kill that one guy that got wounded. That's it for shooting. Now on to the charge phase. His Mega Knobs are going to charge into my infiltrators over here. So they need a 4 to get the charge in. Oh, just barely making it, but they're in. So we took off the walls so you can actually see what's going on here, which is pretty nice with this terrain here. This is the, not a sponsor, but this is the Frontline Gaming terrain, right?
And it came painted like this.
It came painted, which is pretty nice. But it's nice here for this kind of situation where you can like leave the footprint so you know where the terrain is, but you can take off the walls to see better, especially when you're filming.
If they want to sponsor.
Yeah, I mean, if they want to sponsor me, I'd absolutely take it. But I'm just saying they haven't yet. But I'm just pointing out this thing. But here's something we wanted to show off. It's more important to show off now. I mean, I'm probably not going to do this for every battle report in 10th edition, but we wanted to show it off because there are some changes in the charge phase. So you have to make base to base if you can, but rolling that 4 got him into engagement range, did not get them into base to base. Right. But now that he's going to pile in, you have to get into base to base if you can. And so now he's going to be making his moves here. So he's probably just going to move that guy over there into base to base. He's going to move that guy into the corner over there.
We're going to move him all the way in.
Yes.
So he'll do that. And then 3 inches like this, I think, will work.
Yep.
So now that guy will go not fully base to base, but right there.
And then those guys will go base to base with models that are in engagement range, which means that they'll be eligible to fight there. So that's pretty good.
Gotta be intentional now.
Yeah, got to be intentional with it because you have to go into base to base if you can. So that's just the way it is now. So we'll come back to you with the fight phase. So now we're going to go with the... so the way fight phase works now is the fight phase is broken up into 2 phases. Fights first and then everything else. If you charge, you get the fights first rule. Some models, such as the Lion, just have the fights first innately. So what happens is it's divided into 2 different fight phases. The fights first goes, and what you do is you alternate back and forth with models, with units between the 2 opponents, starting with whoever's turn is not. So for instance, if those infiltrators had fights first right now, I would go first. Even though it's my opponent's turn and he charged in, I would go first. So if they had charged the Lion would go first. Then, when you go into the second phase, after everyone who has fights first is gone, it starts again with the player whose turn it isn't. So it's a lot more, conducive to helping out if you're being charged here, to be able to choose how you want the fight to go. Basically, I guess if you have fights first, you could prepare for the charging infantry, like the unit that's coming at you, that kind of thing. But that's just the way it works. But so in this case, the only people who have fights first in this fight are the Mega Knobs who charged in. So they're going to go first.
Cool. And they have Power Claws. Power Claws are 3 attacks apiece, hitting on 4s, strength 9, -2, 2 damage. But my detachment trait is exploding 6s in melee. So hitting on 4s, 6s explode.
Okay, got a couple 6s in there, which is pretty good.
That's an explosion and an explosion. And now, I think that was out.
No, I think that was in. Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, nice. Oh, thanks, bud.
Yeah, no problem.
Strength 9 against toughness 4, so these are 2s. So it's going to be 3, 4, 5, 9 saves at AP -2.
9 at AP -2, so it's going to be 9 5-up saves here. Making a bunch there. I'll take that. There we go. So that's going to be 4 that go through. These are 2 damage apiece, but they have a 6-up, feel no pain. So we're going to go with the first one here. Looking for 6-ups. Still alive on that guy, which is pretty good. The next one will kill him. Then this next guy is going to be alive.
Good rolls.
And then he will die. So 2 guys are going to die from there. So we'll just take them out over here. And now you can consolidate, but you have to get... oh, that's right. Oh, you still got it. I got ahead of myself. I got excited. He's probably going to manage it. So now he's going to have 4 attacks, hitting on 3s. So it's all the same thing. He's got the claws.
Yeah, so the character just hits on 3s instead of 4s. So that's all going to hit with an explosion.
Yep.
And now needing 2s again. Oh, bummer. 3 this time. AP -2, same profile.
Okay. So 3 5-up saves. Not making any of those ones. I'm not feeling as good about this one. The first guy is going to be dead, and then the next attack into him is going to be alive. If I can make a double 6 on this one, he'll still be alive. Let's see what happens. Here we go. Can I deny him 3 points? No, I can't. So that's going to be wiping the squad, which will give him 3 points for his secondary there. And also he'll control the objective, which is nice for him. All right. That's going to be the end of the turn here for the Orks. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels on turn number 1. Movement phase for the Dark Angels. Also, I'll go command phase. So I did bring a guy back with the Narthesium from my command squad. So that's why he's a little bit in front of the squad there as they're going along there. You do it in the command phase. I also chose with Lionel Johnson himself that once per turn, I will be able to, if he does a stratagem onto one of my, or if he does a stratagem, I get, once per turn, I get a CP, and he has to take a battle shock test. If he fails, he's battle shocked, and that stratagem does not have its effect happen, but counts as having been used. So that's what he's going to have now until my next command phase. So that's once per turn, so it'll be once in my turn and once in his turn. Then for movement, Lionel Johnson moved up over this way, looking to charge into them boys over there. And my command squad moved over here. When they moved, he declared Overwatch with his with the battle wagon over here. So we'll get back to that after we finish showing the movement phase. My Ballistic Dreadnought is not wounded at all, or he's wounded, but he did fail his battle shock test, so his OC is down to 1, and his he can't have stratagems used on him, and if he has to fall back from combat, he would be in danger, but he's not going to be doing any of that, so he'll be doing his own thing. He's also at 5 wounds. He suffers penalties in 1 through 4 wounds, so he won't be doing that. These guys stayed back here on the objective, holding that down over here. These boys advanced, rolled like a 5, so they moved 11 inches, which is pretty good, but the new bolt rifles are assault as well, so you'll be able to shoot with them, which is nice. My Redemptor Dreadnought just moved up over here, and then at the end I dropped in with my drop pod with the Infernus squad and my drop pod over here within range of his Squig Hog Riders, who I declared as my Oath of Moment. So I'll be re-rolling ones. The hits won't matter for this, but I'll be re-rolling wound rolls of 1, which is pretty good. So, especially with hopefully a lot of wounds being going in there. So,
Re-roll all.
Oh, is it re-roll all? Oh, it might be re-roll all wounds. So, pretty good for that. So that's going to be it for movement phase. We'll come back to you with that Overwatch before we move on from there. I should also mention that I did draw my 2 secondaries, which I forgot to say on camera here. But essentially, I drew a tempting target. So my opponent chose an objective in no man's land. He chose this one. If I control it at the end of the turn, I score 5 VP. And then I had engage on all fronts. So if I have a unit wholly within a table quarter, or within 3 table quarters, I'll score 3 VP since I'm doing this tactically, or I'll score 5 VP if I do it, if I have it in all 4 table quarters. So there's a possibility if the lion makes his charge over here, I'll be able to get into there, and if these guys make their charge in over here, I'll be able to get into those two sections. So we'll see how that goes. But that is going to be that. So now we're going to go into the Overwatch. So again, he gets to fire with all his weapons, but he's only hitting on 6s because it's Overwatch here. So these are going to be...
Number of shots, +1 because they're blast. Okay.
That's a lot of shots coming in over here. Pretty good choice. I'm sorry, it was the mech guns that were firing, not the battle wagon. I'm sorry. So that's what all those were. So these are just the mech guns over here. So all those shots... so each of them had +1 since it was D6 +1 because of blast, because there's more than 5 or there's 5 or more but less than 10, so that's how it rolls. It always rolls rounds down. So these are now going to be 6s to hit.
Rerolling 1s.
Rerolling 1s, yeah, because of the mech.
Reroll some 1.
There's another 1 in there, or 2 1s actually.
Oh yeah.
Don't want to forget those. Oh, got you 2 hits.
No, okay, and these are strength 12.
Strength
2s.
Wounded on 2 because of strength 12.
So a failed one right there. So that's going to be 4. AP -2.
AP -2. So that's going to put them at their 4-up invul save. Making 3 of them. What's the damage on this?
D6.
D6. 2 damage. All right. And now the mech's going to fire because it's all part of the squad there.
D6 +1.
D6 +1. Wow, the number of shots have been pretty impressive here.
I don't know what you're talking about. Hitting on 6s. And then rerolling 1s.
Another one there. Wow, lots of 1s to reroll. But nothing from that. So it's going to be the 2.
Yep, strength 9.
That's,
so
yeah.
3s. No,
nothing there on the wounds. Okay. So that's going to be it for the Overwatch there. So, yeah, potential was pretty high for being pretty dangerous there. So pretty good. My Ballistic Dreadnought's going to fire. He's going to fire everything into the battle wagon over here. So we're going to go with the Ballistic Las Cannons first. So he's going to be 2 shots, hitting on 3s, re-rolling the hit roll because it's not below half strength. But don't need it there. So these are going to be strength 12, toughness 10. So looking for 3s to wound. Getting 1 wound in there. AP -3.
-3, but his ability is to decrease the AP by 1.
Okay,
-2, so it's going to be a 5-up save.
It's going to go through. So it's going to be D6 +1 damage. That's going to be 7 damage with that fill phase. And then we've got the crack missiles that are going to go in here. So again, hitting on 3s. Re-rolling because he's not below half strength. That's going to be 2 hits. These are going to be strength 10, so looking for 4s to wound. Not getting anything there. And then I've got the storm bolters, the twin storm bolters that are going to come here. So it's going to be 2 shots. Re-rolling. That's going to be 2 hits. Looking for 6s to wound. But twin linked, so re-rolling. No, nothing there. Now my Infernus Squad's going to fire into his Squig Hog Riders over there. So these are going to be D6 shots each, and they're torrent, so they will auto hit over here. So it's going to be 10 D6 shots. Not super great. We'll come back to that. And then they are strength 5, toughness 7, so looking for 5s to wound. But because I chose them as my Oath of Moment choice, I will get to re-roll the wounds here. So looking for 5s. We'll come back to you with that. And then re-rolling the wounds because of Oath of Moment. All right, we'll come back to you. All right, so that's 17 wounds into them over there. They're going to have a 4-up armor save and a 5-up feel no pain. Okay, we'll come back to you.
Less than a third.
5-up feel no pain.
Oh, that might be better. All right, so saving these, that.
So I'm going to take.
So it's a dead guy, and a guy on a wound.
All right, perfect. And then because the Pyre Blasters hit them, they have to take a Battle Shock test here. So looking for 7 is their leadership, so 7 or higher, and they get it with an 8. Good job. And then the Storm Bolter from the drop pod, within half range there. Re-rolling because it's an Oath of Moment there. Okay, getting 2 hits. Looking for 5s again. And re-rolling. Getting 1 wound.
All right, a 4-up.
4-up armor save. Oh, he's good to go. And now my Redemptor is going to fire into the Squig Hog boys over there. We're going to go with the Storm Bolter first. 2 shots, re-rolling because of Oath of Moment. That's going to be 2 hits, wounding on 5s. Getting 2 wounds, 4-up saves, making them both. All right. And then we've got the Icarus rocket pod that's going to go up there. So that's going to be D3 shots. That's going to be 3 shots. 3s to hit. Strength 8. So that's going to be looking for 3s to wound. Re-rolling. Okay. Okay, 2 at AP minus 1.
All right, so 5-ups. Nope.
Nope. And then the damage is 2.
2. So
the first guy.
5-up, feel no pain.
Ooh, he's good on that one.
And 5-up, feel no pains.
And that will kill the guy with 1 wound left. And then now we've got the Macroplasma. I am going to supercharge it. So it's D6 plus 1, but he had 5 models in that unit, so blast as well. So it's going to be D6 plus 2 shots here. So it's going to be 5, 6, 7 shots coming in over here. These are going to be hitting on 3s, re-rolling. Okay, that's going to be all hits. These are going to be strength 9. So these are going to be looking for 3s to wound. Re-rolling. It's going to be all wounds there. So it's going to be 7 at AP minus 4. So it's going to go through the armor. So then we have 3 wounds apiece on this one.
All right, so 7.
The first one, yes.
Right,
so the first one.
The first one. He just takes 1 wound.
Takes 1 wound.
Yeah, and then we'll roll 3 on another one.
Yep.
Takes
2, so that will kill a guy.
Yeah.
3 on the next one.
All right. Oh, he's
That's
dead.
going to be a dead guy.
3 on the next guy.
Yep.
Oh, 1's a wound.
Okay.
1 wound left.
Although they have 3 wounds?
Yeah. So I failed 2 and 1 was saved.
Oh, you did make a save?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's dead. And then what's left? How many?
1 second. All right, so we have the 6 wounds now. The rest that are going to go through are just onto the boss. So he's going to have 5-up, feel no pains. And he has,
so he's dead.
He's dead with the 5 wounds. So that will kill the boss on Squig. No.
Knob on Smash.
Knob on Smash a Squig. All right, so now my intercessors over here, along with my Primaris Ancient, are going to fire into his Scrapjet because you got to roll your dice. So they are going to roll. It's going to be 12 shots over here. These are going to be hitting on 4s because they're assault and they advanced. Okay, no rerolls there. What's up?
No, there's no -1. That's
For assault?
There's no -1 anymore.
Oh, really? Oh, 1 second. Yeah, my bad. It was not. You those 3s actually hit as well because it's not a -1 anymore. It just allows you to shoot if you did advance. So pretty good there. These are going to be wounding on 5s though because he's tough 7. That's going to be 1 at AP minus 1.
5 up save.
5 save. No, so he just takes the 1 damage. And now the lion's going to shoot through the window at the boys over there. So it's going to be 4 shots here, hitting on 2s. Okay, that's going to be 3 hits. This is the Arma Luminous Bolt portion that I chose to do. So it's going to be strength 4, looking for 5s to wound. Okay, nothing there. So cool. The lion is awake, baby. Here he goes. I forgot to roll my hazardous roll on my dreadnought over here, which my opponent was so kind to point out that I forgot to roll. But essentially, the way hazardous works now, it's like overheating, like gets hot, plasma, all that fun stuff. Is that you roll a d6 for each weapon that had the hazardous roll. The rule was used, and you roll a d6 on a 1. A model that is equipped with that weapon in a unit is slain, or if it's a unit of 1, then they suffer 3 mortal wounds. So I took 3 mortal wounds onto my, because of course I rolled the 1. Of course I did. I rolled the 1 onto my Redemptor here. But my opponent did roll off camera on his mech guns, because they also have hazardous. But he passed all of them the first time, and then this last time with the Overwatch, he rolled it and rolled 3 2s. So he made it as close as possible without actually being hazardous. So I like to imagine that they just like took a grot and just like cooled down the gun with his body and kept it from exploding. So that's going to be it for the shooting phase. So we're going to move on to the charge phase now. We're going to start with my Deathwing Command Squad. They're going to charge into the Mega Knobs over here that are in the building over here. It's a 9-inch charge to get in, but because I have the champion in that squad, I get +1 to advance and charge rolls. So I'm looking for 8 on the dice here for him to get in. Not going to make it, so I'm going to spend my CP on a command reroll on here. And they will make it with a 10. Woo! All right, so my unit made it into combat over here. I had to get into base to base with my one guy that can make it in there, and then everyone else just got as close as they could. Everyone's staying in coherency over here. But now my opponent's going to spend 2 CP to heroically intervene with his battle wagon into me over here. So now what he does is he makes a charge roll to see if he can make it in, which he with 3 inches should still be able to get him in, which is enough for him to like do some stuff, but we'll have to see how much he gets in over there. And he has to make base to base if he can.
So I'll just do this right there.
All right. And now he's in. He's basically, what he's trying to do is just take some attacks off of his Mega Knobs, which is a pretty smart move. And now the lion's going to charge into the boys that are right up against the wall over here. He needs a 9-inch charge to make it in over there. Oh, he's not going to make it. He'll just have to stay on that objective and hold it for me. Got him. All right, so now the way it worked out, because I have to make base to base if I can, we ended up in this situation here where only 3 of the guys are going to go into the Mega Knobs, and then everyone else is going to have to go into his battle wagon over there. So we're going to go with the 2 Thunderhammers into the Mega Knobs over here. So it's going to be 6 attacks between the 2 of them, so 3 attacks each. These are going to be hitting on 4s on the Thunderhammers. So these are going to be hitting on 4s. Okay, so that's going to be 3 hits. These are now going to be strength 8, so looking for 3s to wound, but they have devastating wounds, so 6s to wound are mortals. Okay, no mortals, just the 1 wound, AP minus 2.
All right, so this will be a 4-up.
4-up save. No, so that's going to go through for 2 damage.
Cool.
And then we've got a power fist into them as well. 3 attacks. These are hitting on 3s. Oof, not that I guess I got at least a hit. Yeah. 3s to wound, no devastating wounds. Cocked. That's a wound, AP minus 2.
Right, 4-up again.
4-up again, and he makes that one. And then we got 3 Thunderhammers into the battle wagon over there. Again, hitting on 4s. Okay. 3 hits. Strength 8, so looking for 5s to wound. One's going to be 2 mortal wounds, and then 1 save. It would be AP minus 2, but he's minusing 1 from that, so AP minus 1.
So 4-up save.
4-up save. And he makes that one. So you'll just take the 2 mortal wounds from that. And then the Apothecary actually has a Chain Fist, so it's going to be 3 attacks here, hitting on 3s. Is it 3s or 4s? Nope, it's 4s. So that's going to be 1 wound there, but it's going to be it's anti-vehicle 3+. So that with the place would have been a wound anyway. It's AP minus 2 becomes AP minus 1, so that will go through for 2 damage. And then the Halberd of Caliban on the on the champion over there, hitting on 3s, 5 attacks. Okay, much better there than his friends. Then he's going to have strength 6, so again, 5s to wound. Ooh, okay, there we go. 4 wounds at AP minus 2, but it becomes AP minus 1.
You're going to kill me with this.
There we go.
4s.
4s. Oh, no, he read this. So that's just going to be 2 damage. Oh. So, still alive, but hurting. 2 wounds left. Oh, no. So now the Mega Nogs are going to go. An interesting situation kind of came up here. The objective, you can't end a move on top of an objective. So those guys were not able to get pile in through the objective onto me over here, which meant that one guy was not going to be able to get into the fight because of just the way the movement was to be able to get there. So we now have 4 guys that are going to go into them over here, and then the Mega Knob, or no, what's he called?
The Big Mech and Mega Armor.
Big Mech and Mega Armor. Yeah. So these are going to be the non-Big Mech, right? Or these are going to be the regular guys?
Yeah, these are the knobs.
Regular knobs here.
Guys, Mega knobs. So hitting on 4s.
They're hitting on 4s.
6s explode.
Oh yeah, 6s explode in close combat.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Wow. Okay, so just 1 miss essentially.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Strength 9. So
2s to wound.
3s.
Oh, 3s to wound. Oh, the top 5. Yeah. 3s to wound. I remember my own rules.
5 at minus 2. 2 damage apiece.
5 at minus 2. So looking for 4-up saves. Making 2 of them. So that's going to be, you said 2 damage apiece?
2 damage apiece.
So that's going to kill 2 guys over there. Okay. So we'll just take those 2 guys back over there.
And then
oh, no. Yes, it was 3 that went through, right?
That's right.
Yes, so that's going to be 2 guys.
All right, and then here's the Big Mech.
Because 1 was down to 2 wounds.
He hits on 3s.
He hits on 3s, okay.
So pull those 2. These are going to be 3s. Just 1 at minus 2.
All right, 4-up save. No, 2 damage?
Yes, sir.
All right, so it's going to be a guy down to 2. All right, so now his battle wagon is going to attack into me. He's got a couple different profiles that are going to be attacking with. So we're going to start with the Def Rolla.
No, we're going to start with the Grab and Claw.
Oh, we're going to start with the Grab and Claw, because it has extra attacks with the Grab and Claw, and also the Wrecking Ball, right?
Yeah, the Wrecking Ball too.
Are also extra attacks. So this is first the Grab and Claw.
But he's in the bottom profile, so this is now going to be hitting on 4s, strength 8, minus 2, 2 damage, but 2 attacks total. So hitting on 4s, and then strength 8, so 3s.
That's a win.
AP minus 2.
AP minus 2, so looking for a 4-up save. Oh, you got it with the Phil face.
All right, here's the Wrecking Ball.
Wrecking Ball.
Only hitting on a 4, now it's going to hit on a 5. Nope.
Nope, nothing there.
All right, and then these are 6 attacks with his Def Rolla. Normally hitting on 3s, this is now going to be hitting on 4s. Strength 9, minus 1 AP, 2 damage. Hitting on 4s. Okay, strength 9, so 3s. 2 at AP minus 1.
All right, becoming 3-up saves. Making them both with Phil faces. Woo! All right, so that's the end of my turn here. I did hold on to this objective just by the skin of my teeth there. They're OC1. He managed to get 5 guys on. I have 6 guys on there, so I managed to hold this objective, which was the tempting target, so I got 5 points for that. And also, because they made that charge and they're in this table quarter, I'm now in 3 table quarters. The lion missed his charge, so he didn't get me the 4th. So I get 3 points for having 3 quarters as opposed to 5 points for having 4. So that is going to be it for the Dark Angels this turn, for turn number 1. We'll come back to you after movement phase for the Orcs on turn number 2. Movement phase here for turn number 2 for the Orcs, or I guess I should say command phase and movement phase. My opponent did draw 2 objectives. The first one was a tempting target. I chose that he had to try to take the one from my Infernus bros over there. And then he also had area denial, which is he has to have a unit wholly within 6 inches of the center, while I don't have any units within 6 inches of the center. So it's going to be a tough one to get there. You could probably get that one. He's got a lot of boys that are coming at him over here, which is, I guess, a spoiler alert for the movement phase. He also used the Grot Oiler over here to heal one of the Mega Knob. I think he only rolled a 1, though, so he got to heal 1 over there.
The Big Mech and Mega Armor now is almost like an apothecary. You can bring back a Mega Armor, a Mega Knob, in your movement phase, but once per game you can also heal something in your unit.
Yeah, so you got the once per game heal there. He did that. The other mech over here eventually moved up and healed the the battle wagon of D3 wounds. So I think he's now up to 5 wounds left.
Right.
Yeah. That was it. He did declare the Wa were declared. So he's going to be coming at me. He gets he can advance in charge. He gets like +1 to hit, I think, or +1 attack.
+1 attack.
+1 attack.
Strength to all melee weapons. And a 5-up invuln.
Okay. Cool. But
turn.
it's only the 1 turn, and it's not. It's not battle round. It's turn, right? Or is it battle round?
It's battle round.
It's battle round. Okay, so he gets it for the battle round, so he'll get it on my turn as well. But that's what he's got going on there. So that's all that happened in the command phase. Oh, he also got a CP from the Grots holding that objective back over there. So that's it for the command phase there. Then the movement phase, these guys all stayed in combat with my command squad. He moved up, did his thing. They stood still so that they're just going to be shooting from where they're at. These guys stay still back there because I still have my plane that's coming in from strategic reserves. These Grots over here advanced onto the objective to try to take it basically from the lion over here. Them boys came advancing out the building over here. The beast boss on Squigosaur advanced around the building. The jet just moved up towards my intercessors over on this side. And then from Deep Strike Reserve came Zagstruck and the boys, the Storm boys, over there in the building, dropping down, holding down, back over there, getting ready to do their fun business. So in the movement phase, when the boys advanced over here, I declared that I was going to shoot Overwatch into them, so we'll come back to you with that. All right, so we're going to have 10d6 shots in here. They are torrents, so they're going to auto hit, so the hitting on 6s doesn't really matter for them, because that's what flamers do the benefit of. But also of note is that the unit has a special rule that if I hit a unit with with their weapon, the pyroblasters, that they would have to take a battle shock test. But it says in the shooting phase, and in this edition, just like the previous one, rules that you would proc during the shooting phase. If you're doing something out of sequence like that, they don't proc, so they don't get to use that rule. I'll just get to shoot them. They won't have to take a battle shock test. So it's going to be 10d6 auto hits. Pretty good, I think. So that was 37 hits into them over there. It's going to be all my dice here that I'm rolling plus an additional 6. So I'll just re-roll 6 of these that don't wound. So these are going to be wounding on 4s because they're strength 5, toughness 5. So looking for 4s. And let me just quickly get 6 not 4s over there. And we'll come back to you with that. All right, so that was 18 wounds into them over there. There's no AP on this, so they're just going to have their 5-up invul save.
Yeah. No,
it's also armor.
armor. Or
yeah, so
they've improved their armor saves to 5s now. So either
Perfect.
way. Oh boy.
Throwing dice everywhere.
That would have been a save. Everybody
I know. All right, we're going to come back to that. All right, so now he's going to have, he made 6 saves there, and now he's going to have 5-up feel no pain because of the pain boy inside the squad over there. All right.
So we
Pretty
got
good.
1 dice, 2 dice, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dice.
So 7 dead orcs over there. I think it's pretty well worth a CP for that one. All right, so now his battle wagon is going to shoot. Vehicles in combat can shoot out of combat. And they can just target anybody that they want, but they hit at a -1 to hit. They can also target units that they're engaged with, even if those units are engaged with another friendly unit. So at this point, he's going to put a bunch of shots into my Terminators. He's also going to put a bunch of shots downrange, I think at the Ballistas, as you said, and stuff like that. So we're going to start with the guns that the Luda gave the battle wagon. They're heavy, so they're going to get +1 to hit. They usually hit on 6s, +1 to hit because of staying still and didn't move, +1 to hit because of the mech giving them +1 to hit.
Oh, but they're also still -1 because he's in the bottom bracket.
He's in the bottom bracket, so he's going to be -1 to hit with that, and then -1 to hit because of firing while engaged in combat. So we're hitting on 6s anyway. So it's a lot of math to say 6s. All right.
I was about to say, did I get none? 3.
Yeah, and you don't reroll 1s for this, guys?
No, because they're in the the vehicle. So now 3s.
3s to wounds. So it's going to be 2 saves into my Terminators. The AP on that is -1. So. Okay. What's the damage on these?
2 each.
2 each. So that's going to kill a guy and put a guy on 2 wounds. And now all the big shooters are going to fire. So again, -2 +1.
+2.
+2.
Oh, no. +1, you're right, because these aren't heavy.
Yeah, these aren't heavy. So it's going to be -2 +1. So we're looking at 6s. These are big shooters.
Yep.
And these are just strength 5 against tough 5, so these are wounding on 4s.
Gotcha.
4 2-ups, please.
4 2-ups. Okay, so another 2, that's going to be a dead guy. So now the zap gun is going to fire into the ballistas. Again, -2 because of profile and shooting while engaged, but +1 because of the guy there, but it still is going to be hitting on a 6.
Hitting on a 6. Nope.
Nope, nothing there.
All right, and then rockets, it's going to be 2d3. And then 6s, nothing.
Nothing on those. Okay. Now his mech guns are going to fire, or that whole unit, so including the big mech, are going to fire into my ballistas over here.
So 3d6.
3d6 shots.
So 2 more there and 3 there. Hitting on 4s, rerolling 1s.
Rerolling 1s. Move that out. Now the strength 12 versus tough 10.
Yep.
So 3s. That's a miss, that's a miss, that's a miss. So you have 2 saves,
AP -2.
All right, AP -2. I don't have cover right now. So it's going to be AP -2. So looking for a 4-up save. Make 1, fail 1.
All right, it's going to be d6 damage.
D6 damage. This could kill him, but it doesn't. Leaves him with 1 wound left. And now the big mech's going to do his business.
D6 +1.
D6 +1 shots. So it's going to be 3 shots coming in over here.
Heavy, so hitting on 4s. Rerolling 1s. No 1s. Strength 9, so needing a 5. Uh-oh.
Getting the 1.
AP -4.
Ooh, AP -4. So I need a 6-up save. I need to see a Phil face or he's dead. Phil face! No, he did. He does blow up, but there's no one around there, so we're just going to consider him dead. Now the Megatrak Scrapjet's going to fire. He's going to put his small shots into my intercessors, and then he's going to put his big shots into my drop pod over here. So here we go.
Here's the rockets first. It's d6 +1. So it'll be 7.
Here we go.
These are hitting on 5s.
Cool.
It's good shooting.
And these are going into the
Drop pod.
okay.
All right, and then this is tough 9 or strength 9 versus tough 3 or 7. Sorry, tough 3 drop pod.
Tough 3 drop pods. They took a real nerf at this turn.
Here's 3s. Okay, 2 and AP -2.
Okay, so looking for 5-up saves. Make 1, fail 1.
3 damage.
All right.
And then here's a wing missile. It's just 1 shot, same profile. So hitting on a 5, it hits.
That's it.
3 does wound.
AP?
-2.
Make the save with a Phil face.
Nice.
And then
Here
small
comes the
shots.
shots. You have twin big shooters. So these are 3 shots with +2 because rapid fire. So hitting on 5s. And then winning on 3s, but re-rolling because of twin linked.
Cool.
So that's 3 up saves.
3 up saves. Making 2 of them. Damage?
One.
That's going to kill that one guy that's over there. That is it for the shooting phase. So into the charge phase, we're going to start with his Scrapjet charging into my intercessors.
So it's going to make it on a 4.
4 is definitely in. 4 and a 1. 5 inches, he's definitely in. And now his Beast Boss on Squigosaur is going to charge into my Flame Boys. He will make it with an 11 for sure.
Cool.
So the Beast Boss there, when he made his charge move with an 11, we had to see if he, because you have to try to get him base to base if you can. These were playing as barricades, so at that point he's as close as he can to the terrain and within 2 inches of the model, so he's in engagement range. But we had to see if his base was enough for him to get through that gap there without going over my models. We also had to see if he could have gotten over his own models over onto this side and make base to base on this side of the models, because you have to make base to base if you can. But you can't end your move on top of barricades, you can't end your move on top of your own models there, and you can't go over enemy models. So it's a little bit more complicated now with the new edition, with the new rules, the way they have it there, having to make base to base and making like a really big long ball charge like that. But in the end, it wasn't able to make it, so that's as close as he could really get to them, which is where he wanted them, but we just had to make sure, because you have to. It's not even like you should try to, it's you have to make base to base if you can.
In a strange way, you can be punished by rolling too high on a charge roll.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's interesting.
It is interesting. All right, so now the boys are going to charge into the Infernus guys, and they rolled a 9. So
speaking of,
we're gonna have to check this one and make a lot of movements here. So now into the fight phase here, my opponent is going to start with the boys attacking into my Infernus guys. So we're going to start with the War Boss that's in that unit.
So the War Boss has 4 attack space, +1 because of Law, but he has a special rule that says if this is the turn in which you called the wall, add 4 more attacks to his profile. So he's actually swinging 9 attacks, hitting on 2s, 6s explode, strength 10, -2, 2 flat damage.
Wow.
So lots of misses for you, put right back into lots of explosions
There we
for
go.
you. And now these are 2s to wound. So that's going to be 5, 6, 7 saves, AP -2.
AP -2, so looking for 5-up saves. Making 2 of them. So that's 2 flat damage, right?
Yes, sir.
So that's going to be 5 dead guys.
All right.
He also has an attack squig.
Hitting on 4s normally, hitting on 3s because that's the rule he gives himself. How about that? Strength 4, no AP. So that's 1 save on your armor.
Here we go. Got him.
Roger that.
Now the Pain Boy is going to go with his attacks.
He has 3 base, 4 with the wah, and +1 to hit because of the war boss. So hitting on 3s, 6 explode. All hit. Strength 9, so 2s to wound. So it's 4, AP -2.
AP -2, so 5-ups again. Making 2 of them.
2 damage apiece.
2 more dead guys. And now he's got his Erdy syringe.
All right. So it's not impressive unless you get a 6 to wound. So here's a hit on the 2. Yes. Now what we want is a 6 for funsies. Oh. It does wound though at a... Oh, never mind. It's strength 2. No, it's strength 3 with the wall. 0 AP.
Yeah, good to go. And now dem boys are going to go, so we're going to do the power claw on the boss first.
Yep, so 4 attacks. So you're hitting on 3s because of the boss. This 2 is exploding there. Strength 10, so 2s, 4, AP -2s.
All right, again, 5-up saves. Making 2 of them.
2 more die.
2 more are dead. And now we're going to go into the regular boys here. So this is the first half of the regular boys.
Hitting on 2s because of the boss. Pulling 1s and all those 6s explode. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll just pretend. We're one shot. That's okay. All right. 3's to wound.
Do you think they can get 2 wounds?
You can do this. We believe in you, Phil.
All right, I'm going to roll 7 dice.
Uh-huh.
And then you can let me know how many more I need to do after that. Oh, no, they're dead. He's dead, so there we go. Unit wiped. So my opponent actually, after he made his charge move over here, had spent the CP and we forgot to do it because we got excited about what was going on there. But he did tank shock with his vehicle here. So essentially what happens is you choose 1 melee weapon that they're equipped with,
right,
and you roll a d6 for every strength that it is. So he has a strength 8 weapon in close combat,
yep.
So he's going to be rolling 8 dice. And if that strength is higher than the toughness of the target, which it is, you add 2 to that. So he's going to have 10 dice that he's rolling here. Every 5+ will be a mortal wound into my unit over here.
Yeah.
So. Oh.
To a maximum of 6.
To a maximum of 6.
So I actually would have gotten 7.
Would have had 7, but he got 6, which kills 3 of my guys right off the bat there. He also has a special rule called, what is it, the drill?
Drill through.
Drill through. So he gets to roll a d6 when he makes a charge. On a 2 through 5, it does d3 mortal wounds. On a 6, it does 3 mortal wounds.
So this is that roll for that. It'll be 3 flat.
3 flat mortal wounds. So that's a total of 9 mortal wounds into my guys here. So that's going to be 8 and then 1 onto my banner bro over there. That was ridiculous, sir. And he still gets to make his attacks. So now that he's done with his pre-attacks, here come his actual attacks over here.
Yep, so 4 attacks, 5 on the wall, hitting on 4s, strength 8 -1, 2 damage. So 4s, but 6s explode. And then 2s to wound. So that's going to be 4 at AP -1.
Okay, so it's going to be 4-up saves for him to make here. What's the damage on these?
2 each.
2 each. So I have 3 wounds left. So if I fail 2 of these, I only failed 1, so he's still alive. Woo! All right, so actually, he actually has while he's within range of an objective, which he is, he actually has a 4-up feel no pain, that model there. So I'm going to roll for those to see if he's good. He gets back 1, so he's still up to 2 now, which is cool. All right, so over here, my apothecary and the champion are going to have to go into his, because we're in the second part of the fight phase. So that was all the fights first. So now we're going into fights regulars. So we're going to go over here, and we're going to go with my Deathwing Command Squad. The champion is not in base to base with a banner guy who's in base to base with this unit, so he's not eligible to attack them. He's only going to be eligible to attack the the whatchamacallit thingy over there. What's
Battle
it called?
wagon.
Battle wagon. And then he's going to attack. The apothecary is going to attack there with the chain fist. So we'll do the chain fist first. So it's going to be 3 attacks hitting on 4s. That's going to be 2 hits. This is going to be wounding on 3s because it's anti-vehicle 3 up. So just getting the 1.
-2, right?
-2.
Goes to -1, so it's a 4 up.
No, that's going to go through for 2 damage. And then we're going to have the 5 attacks from the champion over there. Hitting on 3s. And these are going to be wounding on 5s. Getting 3. AP2.
Alright, so 4 ups.
Failing one of them, that's going to be 2 damage.
Down to 1.
Down to 1.
Yay.
Still alive. And then we'll get the guys into the squad over here. We're going to do the Thunderhammer first. So that's going to be 2 hits. And then wounding on strength 8, so 3s to wound, but 6s are devastating wounds.
Yeah.
No, that's just the 1 regular there, AP -2.
4 up save.
Making that one. And then we got Power Fist from the Ancient over there. That's going to be 2 hits. That's going to be 1 wound.
Alright, so 4 up again.
Yep, makes that one. Oof. All right, so now his Mega Knobs are going to go into attack mode over here.
Normally 3 attacks, 4 on the wall.
So 4s.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
But 6s explode.
6s explode.
Oh, well, 2 of them. Okay.
Right. And then 2s because it's +1 strength.
Yeah. So it becomes strength 10.
So it's going to be 5, 7, please.
7 at AP
-2.
-2. So looking for 4 up saves. Oh, no, okay.
2 damage apiece.
2 damage apiece. So that's going to be 1 guy, 2 guy, and then 1 guy on 2. Oh, no. Okay, no. So this is going to kill a guy.
Yep.
And then they got 3 wounds, that's 2 damage. So this is going to kill a guy. And then 1 guy's going to be on 1 wound left. All right, and now here comes this is the big mech.
Yep, hitting on 3s.
Hitting on
6s
3s.
explode, so
Okay.
pop, pop.
Boom.
And then 2s to wound because of the wall. So that's 5 more saves. AP -2.
So 4 ups again. No, they're going to be dead. So that's, you're right, 2 damage apiece?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that unit is dead. And now over here, my banner bro is going to attack into him over there, because why not? 5 attacks hitting on 2s. That's going to be all hits there. Wounding on 5s, because he's strength 7. Getting 2 wounds, AP nothing.
4 ups.
4 ups, makes them both. And that is going to be the end of the turn there for the Orcs. So he does control, we get 5 points for controlling the tempting target, but he does not have the units in the center there. So I imagine he's going to discard that one and get a CP. Or hold it, maybe?
I've already gotten an extra CP this battle round.
Oh, okay. So you can't get another one. Yeah, with the grass, you can't actually get another one. So yeah.
Try to kill the lion next turn.
All right, there we go. He's going to try to kill the lion. It's a bold move. He does control all of the center objectives, which is kind of crazy. I'm running out of models, so we'll see what I can do. So that's going to be it for the Orcs here on turn number 2. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels on turn number 2. All right, so movement phase and command phase here for the Dark Angels on turn number 2. The Lion has chosen to keep that rule that he, the rule that he was using there. So twice per turn or once per turn, when my opponent uses a stratagem within 12 inches of him, I can gain a CP and then try to make them battle shocked. I will also got my 1 CP and then I drew my cards as well. I got investigate signals, so I need to be within 9 inches of a table corner. And then I also got bring it down, so needing to kill monsters and vehicles. So I've gone kind of like all out and trying to get those points from that. So we will go over that now. So this unit back over here in the movement phase, advance back into the corner. They have bolt rifles, so they are eligible to shoot in the shooting phase, even though they advanced, which means that I'm going to choose them, and they're within 9 inches of the table corner. They're going to be at 2 points for that. That's going to be the only 2 points I'm going to get for that. And I don't think my opponent can stop that one. Over here, my Redemptor has moved up closer to both his Beast Boss and to the Scrapjet. And the guy with the banner fell out of combat over there. He didn't have to take a break test, a battle shock test, because he had 2 wounds out of this 4, so it's not less than half of his wounds left over there. The Lion just kind of shuffled up so that he's within 12 inches of his battle wagon over here, so in case I can try to plink it off with his plasma pistol, and then I can save with my Dark Talon that came in over here, who's got line of sight onto them and to the boys over here, the Mega Knobs over here. So now the way aircraft work is the base can't cross the edge of the table. The model itself can hang off the edge. It doesn't say anything about it. It's just the base that they now say when aircraft move or come in. They have to come in from strategic reserves, which means that they have to be wholly within 6 inches of the table edge over here. So he dropped in over here, and then he will his movement in the future, which you'll see in the next turn. He has to move a minimum of 20 inches or a maximum of infinite inches. He can move as far forward as he wants, but he has to go straight first for at least 20 inches before he can then make up to a 90-degree turn. So I've made it here so that he can go just and not cross the edge over there, so he can make his turn and be okay to pivot around there and go there. So that's where he is going to be going down here, hopefully getting some shots off to finish off the battle wagon if I so need it. And that's all I've got going right now. So that's going to be it for...
Oath is on the boss.
Oh, and the oath, yeah. So I put my Oath of Moment onto the beast boss with Squigosaur to get those fancy rerolls to hits and to wound. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the shooting phase. Starting off with the lion over here, he is going to fire into the battle wagon over here. So it's going to be 2 shots with his pistol in the plasma mode. These are going to be hitting on 2s. Okay, that's going to be 2 hits. Wounding on 5s because it's strength 8, toughness 10. Getting 1, AP minus 3, which becomes AP minus 2. Not going to make it, and that's going to be 2 damage, so it is dead. Does it explode?
Oh boy, I'll kill everything.
No explosion there. He saves his 6s when they explode in combat. Right. But the other guys inside will have to roll to see when they get out. All right, so my Dark Talon is now going to fire his Rift Cannon into the Mega Knobs, and he's going to fire his Stormbolter into the Grots, because there's one guy that was outside over there, so I can see him. So he's going to be the ones into the Grots, 6 shots with the Hurricane Bolter, hitting on 3s. Okay, so it's going to be 3 hits. These are going to be wounding on strength 4, wounding on 2s. Rerolling because of the Twin Link, but no need to, so that's going to be 3.
5 up.
5 up invul because of... Whew, okay, 1 will die. So 2 are dead. That's not enough for them to battle shock, which is what I was hoping to do. Then we're going to do D3 plus 1 into the Mega Knobs. So it's going to be 3 shots coming in here. These are going to be, it is blast, and there's 5 in there, so it's going to be plus 2. So 4 shots here, hitting on 3s. Oh, come on. And then strength 16, so I think wounded on 2s.
Yeah.
That is a wound, AP minus 4.
So with cover...
5 up invul, right?
Yeah, but AP minus 4, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, 5 up, sorry.
It's all good?
Goes through.
Goes through, so that's going to be for 3 flat damage.
Kill 1.
Kills 1 guy. Drop Pod's going to fire his Stormbolter into the boys. Hitting on 4s because he's engaged in combat there. Wounding on 5s because they're tough 5. Getting 1 wound.
All right, 5 up. No, 5 up.
No, 1 will be dead. All right, so what's going to happen now is my Dreadnought here is going to fire everything into his Beastboss and Squigosaur. My opponent's decided to spend a CP to make him -1 to wound. But he's within 12 inches of the line, so this is the once per game where I will get a CP for it being done, and now he has to take a battle shock test. And if he fails the battle shock test, he is both battle shocked and the stratagem does not go off, and you can have you can't use it. It counts as having been used.
Oh boy.
On a 3, he fails the battle shock test, so he is battle shocked. That stratagem counts as having been used. And it doesn't have any effect there. So that's a pretty good power. The Lion finally coming through with that, pretty good. I'll take that. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna start off with this macro plasma here. I'm gonna supercharge. So it's gonna be D6 plus 1, because he's only 1 model, so the blast doesn't make a difference, of course. 2 shots here. Hitting on 3s. Those are both hits. These are now going to be strength 9. He's tough 10, so 5s to wound. Re-rolling because of Oath of Moment. Getting 1 in there.
See?
Yep.
5 up invuln.
5 up invul. Nope, that's going to be 3 damage.
Okay, 4 up, feel no pains.
4 up, feel no pains. Pretty good. Makes 2 of them, so he'll take 1 wound. Now the onslaught Gatling cannon underslung underneath his wrist is going to go, so it's going to be 8 shots hitting on 3s. Okay, re-rolling. Okay. And then these are strength 5, so these are going to be wounding on 6s, but they are devastating wounds, so 6s to wound will be mortal wounds. Getting 2 so far. Re-rolling. Just getting the 2. Right. So mortal wounds, so he just has the 4 up, feel no pain. Still takes 1. We got the twin storm bolters coming in over here, so it's going to be 4 shots, hitting on 3s. Re-rolling. Okay, wounding on 6s. Getting 1 so far. Re-rolling. Just the 1.
Right. 3s.
3 up armor save. He's good. And the Icarus rocket pod, D3 shots. Getting 2 shots. 3s to hit. Re-rolling. That's going to be 2 hits. Strength 8, so still 5s to wound. Re-rolling. That's going to be 1 wound. AP minus 1.
4s.
4? Nope.
Damage?
Damage is 2. Takes 1. All right, so now the lion is going to start us off in the charge phase now. He is going to charge into the beast boss on Squigosaur. So I need a 7-inch charge to get in over there. Gonna make it with a 7-inch charge. And now my Redemptor is going to charge into the beast boss over here. I debated for an excessively long time on whether to charge into him and try to get an extra 2 points, but after just thinking it through and talking with my opponent, I think charging into him is probably my better call to try to free up some attacks over there. So he's going to go into the beast boss over there. That will get it in with a 9-inch charge. I should have said, I said to my opponent, but I didn't say to you guys, I was charging into both the boys and the beast boss with both of them. So they're engaged over there. After he makes his charge there, I'm going to spend 1 CP on tank shock into his boys over there. So I've got a strength 12 weapon. So it's going to be 12 plus 2 because it's more than their toughness. So it's 14 dice here. Every 5 plus does a mortal wound. Up to a maximum of 6. So that's going to be 3, 4, 5, 6.
Right, so 6.
Oh, well, 6. How's that work? Max. So it's going to be just the 6, right? Even if you make the feel no pains, it's not the 6.
Well, that's
plus
yeah,
7.
I take
Yeah,
a max of
it takes a max
now
of 6.
I take a feel no pain. So 5 ups. So yeah, I take 5 of them.
All right. All right, so we're going to start with the Redemptor into the beast boss over there. So it's going to be 5 attacks here, hitting on 3s, but re-rolling everything. Oy, thank you for Oath of Moment. Okay, so that's going to be all hits, which is pretty good. Then these are strength 12, so wounding on 3s. Re-rolling. Oops, knocking everything over here. That's why you can't take me to nice places. So that's going to be all 5 in there. AP minus 2, so 5 up saves.
Yeah.
Makes 1 of them.
Okay.
And then he's got a feel no pain, so that's going to be 12 wounds.
12.
Yeah, because it's 3, 4 went through, right?
Yeah. 6, 7, 10, 12.
Okay.
Here we go.
You just want to move that one down, yeah.
No.
4 up, feel no pains.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, he's dead.
Okay, and he is dead. Does he have a demise thing?
I think he does.
He might have a demise thing. We're coming back. He does have a deadly demise.
Yeah.
No 6. So he just falls
Dies
over.
quietly.
He dies quietly. So now the lion is going to attack into the boys. I'm going to do the sweep attack. So it's going to be 16 attacks. These are going to be 16 strength 6, AP minus a bunch, AP minus 3, 2 damage apiece. I'm going to be putting those, so it's going to be 16 attacks into there. My opponent has spent 1 CP to allow him to be minus 1 to wound. And I'm going to spend 1 CP on Unforgiven Fury from the Dark Angels detachment here, which gives my weapon lethal hits. So I'm going to have sustained hits by choosing the sweep option, and then lethal hits. But those don't stack. So when I get the sustained hits, the 6 to hit will be an auto wound, but the one that was that came out of it additionally, I still have to roll to wound with. So we got 16 attacks here. These are going to be hitting on 2s. No rerolls over here. Okay, so I've got 2 wounds that are out. I do have 5 6s to hit, which means that those are going to be auto wounds, but it also means that I get 5 additional hits from sustained hits over here. So these are now, would be wounding on 3s, but are now wounding on 4s because of my opponent's stratagem that he spent there. Okay, he did reduce it by 2. So that's going to be an additional 7, so a total of 12 wounds into you over there. AP minus 3.
I guess perfectly.
Okay.
All right. Oh, but hold on.
Oh, 1 second.
Sorry, let me count.
We need to figure this out. All right, so we're going to go into the boys first. So there's 6 of those, so we have to start 6 at a time. 5 ups in vol saves, so making half.
All right, so and then we're going to feel no pain these.
Yep.
5 ups, dead guy.
Okay.
5 ups.
Oh.
Good. And then, so lose 2.
Yep. So 2 so far from 6 attacks.
Yeah. And now 4 left, so we'll do that. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Do I, since I'm talking on this one, do I get to have a
No, you don't get to say anything. Okay. Not until you get your own channel.
All right, those 2, and now feel no pains, dead. Feel no pains, dead.
Okay.
So
wow.
4 guys.
Wow. That was wow. Wow. All right, the lion consolidated into there. 2 boys are in base to base with him, so they cannot get into base to base and attack into the drop pod. So we've got, these are the 2 boys into the lion here.
Yep, hitting on 2, 6s explode.
Wow, sitting on 2 6s explode. Would you stop rolling 6s?
All right, and then
he's tough 9.
Strength 5.
So 5s.
So 5. That's just 3.
Okay.
AP minus 1s.
Okay, so we got 3 up saves. Not only is he good, you take a mortal wound from his shield.
Here's a 5 up, feel no pain on that. Yeah.
Marcus, that is really, really disappointing. All right, so now the war boss is going to attack into my drop pod over there. He's got a lot of attacks here. Hitting on 2s, 6s. Well, no 6s.
No 6s.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is when you get no 6s. 3s to wound because it's tough 7.
Yep, AP minus 2.
So 5 at AP minus 2. We're looking at 5 up saves. Can I do what you do? No, I can't. 2 damage apiece. So it is dead. Does it explode? I don't know. Let's see if it matters. Doesn't make a difference. All right. And that's the end of the turn here for the Dark Angels on turn number 2. I did get 2 points for having them within the 9 inches after giving up their shooting. I got 2 points for killing the Beast Boss on Squigosaur, and I got 4 points for killing the Battle Wagon over there. So a total of 8 points for secondary, and I had 5 points for the primary for having to hold this. Intercessors, once they've held it in a command phase, it's sticky, so they're going to hold that there. But that's going to be it for the Dark Angels here on turn number 2. We'll come back to you after the movement phase for the Orcs on turn number 3. All right, movement phase for the Orcs here on turn number 3. My opponent drew, or still had area denial, so he's still going to try to keep me out of 6 inches from the center. He also got engaged on all fronts, so he's going to be looking to get into the 4 table quarters, which he will be able to. There's nothing I can do to deny it at this point. So my opponent did roll battle shock test for his boys. They passed. So they were good to go. He also fell them back and then brought boys back with his with the pain boy over here onto the objective, stealing the objective from me over there. But not before he already scored 15 anyway because he had held them down anyway. These guys over here, the Grots kind of moved into the building a bit more. The Meganobs moved more towards the center here. These Grots stood where they were. These guys moved a little bit to try to get some line of sight onto the lion over here. These guys shuffled a bit to get onto the objective over here. And back over here, the Storm Boys and Zagstruck moved to look after my banner bro, look after him, try to take care of him. And then the Scrapjet moved, so he's got an unfailable charge into my Redemptor. So that is going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, we're going to start with the Ludas over here. They're going to start by shooting everything into the lion. So because he's on an objective, they're going to get to re-roll all hits into him, which is pretty good.
Yep.
So how many? So we got 3 shots each because they were within 24.
That's right.
And What do you?
So they're the range 48, 2 attacks, but rapid fire 1.
Okay.
Yep. Range 48. Sorry.
Range 48. Gotcha.
All right. So 5 is rerolling everything.
5's rerolling everything here. Oh, because they did not move.
Right. Yes. So they held still, which means they're getting
the heavy +1.
The heavy +1. That was a hit that I rolled over.
That's all good.
All right. Just adding those back in. There we go. And now -1 to wound, right?
-1 to wound for the lion. Yeah, I think I forgot it with the boys' attack, but it didn't make a difference.
These are 6s.
6s.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow. Wow. All right, pretty good.
That would be 7 saves, please.
7 saves into the line over there. AP.
-1.
-1, so it's going to be looking for 3-up saves. Failing 2 of them.
2 damage piece.
Oof, taking 4 damage. And now the rocket shots from that unit are going to fire.
2d3 shots.
2d3 shots, so it's going to be 4 shots.
5s rerolling.
5's a rerolling. Okay.
And then 9s, so 6s again.
Yep.
Okay.
Strength 9. Yeah, so no, it would be 3s. Right, or 4s. Because, no, 9 would have been 4s.
Oh, sorry, so
5s, but still the 1. Okay.
Yep.
AP.
-2.
-2, so 3-up invul save. Of course, he fails that one.
3 damage.
3 damage. Oof. And now the mech guns are going to fire into the lion as well. So we're going to go with, one of them has +1 to hit here.
Right. So
we'll
D6
do his
for
first.
him.
So D6 for him.
Yeah. So he's going to get 5.
5 hit, 5 shots.
Going to hit on 3s now.
Hitting on 3s because of it?
1s because of...
No need to reroll at all.
So strength 12.
Strength 12, so would be
Now
3s becomes 4s.
Oh boy.
Okay, so
That's
4.
4 AP -2, so 4 3-ups.
4 3-ups. Failing 1.
It's D6. Do you want to reroll the
Ooh.
save?
No, I'm going to save it.
D6. No!
2, so he's still alive! And now the shock assault gun is going to go into him.
That's a 4 +1.
Okay.
4, 5. These are 5s, rerolling 1s. Rerolling 1s. Oh, it's a
1
hit. Strength 9, so 5s.
Yep. No wound there. And then the other mech guns, that's going to be 6 shots total.
5, 6. 4s, rerolling 1s. 4s, roll. Okay.
Okay, not meant to be.
4s.
4s.
2 saves, please.
AP.
And -2.
3-ups. Makes them both. And because he got attacked with the Snotling over there, he's going to have Raging Snotling. He has to take a battle shock test. His leadership is 5. Oh no.
Yes.
Nope. He's battle shocked. Cool. Now the combi weapons from these guys are going to fire into the lion.
Hitting on 5s, rerolling 1s.
Okay, 1 hit.
Yep. And nothing.
Nothing there. Okay. And now the big mech is going to fire into him.
Custom Mega Blasta.
Some Mega Blasta.
Rerolling 1s because of himself.
1s. Cool.
Strength 9, so needing a 5, I believe.
Yep.
That is a wound.
Okay, AP.
Really high.
So 3-up invul. Oh, and he's down, and because he's battle shocked, I can't spend a CP to reroll it. So the lion dies. He does not have anything else, but he is dead. Oh man, that's killer. That goes to show you how important battle shock actually is. Like, a lot of people don't care, but that shows you what the big effect it could be. Something like that. So killer. Now the Megatrack Scrapjet is going to fire everything into my Redemptor over here.
D6 +1.
D6 +1.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. 6 shots.
Yep. 5s.
Okay, 1 hit.
1 hit. And then needing a 5 again.
That's a wound.
AP -2.
AP -2 is looking for a 5-up.
A 4-up.
A 4-up. Oh yeah, yep, 4-up, so he's good. Wing missile, firing now. That's not going to be a hit.
And
here come his twin shooters.
5s, just 1, and then 5 rerolling.
Nothing, rerolling. Hey, that's a wound.
Yeah.
AP?
0.
Of course I take a wound. All right, so now over here into the charge phase now, his Scrapjet's going to start by charging into my Redemptor, but I'm going to fire Overwatch. So I'm going to fire with my Macroplasma. I am going to supercharge it. So it's D6 +1 shots. Hey, there's a 6.
Right.
But now I just need another one of those. Another couple of those would be nice. 6 is the hit because it's Overwatching here. I got 1. So that's going to be strength 9, so 3 to wound. That is a wound. AP -4.
Almost positive a 6-up, so I'm going to try to roll it. but no, it goes through.
All right, so that's going to be 3 damage into him over there.
Yep.
Then we'll do the Icarus rocket pod. D3 shots, just the one. Does not hit. We've got storm bolters, because why not? Getting 1 hit. Re-rolling because it's twin linked. Not a 4. It's not going to be a 4. Then we have the Onslaught Gatling gun over here. So there's going to be 8 shots. Not getting any hits there. And I think that is it. I did the Icarus pod, that, and that. Yes, so that's it. So here comes his charge, and look, he is in. When my opponent makes that move, he is going to spend a CP to tank shock me. He's not more than my toughness, so it's just the strength 8 that he has. So it's 8 dice looking for 5 pluses. Getting 3, 4, getting 4 of them, 4 mortal wounds. And now comes his drill.
On a 2-up.
Drill through him on a 2-up, so that's going to be D3 mortal wounds. Whoop, getting 1 more mortal wound. And then the Storm Boy and Zagstruck are charging into my banner guy, and they are in as well. So into the fight phase here, his Mega Track Scrapjet is going to attack first. He's got 4 attacks, hitting on 4s. So it's going to be 2 hits.
And then wounding on 5s. And
no wounds there. And now Zagstruck's going to attack it over here. He's going to have 6 attacks, hitting on
2s.
6s
explode.
Okay, 6 is exploding there.
And
Pretty
strength
good.
8.
And then strength 8, so looking for 2s.
There you go.
So that's 6.
All 6 of them.
AP?
-2.
AP -2, so looking for a 5-up. Making none of them. What's the damage?
2 each.
2 each.
So
12 damage, 12 4-ups. Can he make all of these?
You got that.
Only got 2 wounds left. Oh no, he did. Yeah, you way dead. Alrighty then. Alright, so because I'm injured over here, I'm going to be attacking back. I'm going to have 5 attacks, hitting on 4s, because it's -1 to my hit roll. Made a difference there. So it's going to be 2 hits. Wounding on strength 12, so 3s. That is going to be 1 wound there.
So 6-up.
Nope, so that's going to be 3 damage. So that's going to be it for the Orks here on turn number 3. He did not get area denial because he remembered he forgot to put someone within 6 inches of the center there. Brain farted there. He was too worried about killing the line off of it that he didn't think about getting anyone in there. And then, but he does have all 4 table quarters has someone in it, so he did get 5 points for that. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels here on turn number 3. Movement for the Dark Angels, this 5-man Intercessor squad moved up, just got onto the objective, so if I can kill those guys off, it will be mine. My Redemptor fell back out of combat with his Scrapjet, and I spent 1 CP on Intractable, which is a Dark Angels stratagem. It allows an Adeptus Astartes unit to fall back and still be eligible to shoot and charge, so he's pretty close to this unit over here that he's going to be shooting and charging into, hopefully. And then over here, my Flyer moved and pivoted. So he moved his 20 inches and then pivoted 90 degrees looking that way. So that's going to be it. Oh, and I should also say that I got Assassination and Behind Enemy Lines. So Behind Enemy Lines is impossible for me to get, so I'm just going to be getting rid of that at the end for a CP. But then I also did Assassination, which is going to be killing a character. I'll get 5 points. So that's kind of why I'm focusing on this group over here, because there's 2 characters in it. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so my Intercessors over here are going to fire into his Orks. I'm going to spend, I'm not going to spend anything. My opponent spent a CP to make me -1 to wound. So I'm going to shoot into them over here. It's going to be 10 shots, hitting on 3s, rerolling everything because they are my Oath of Moment unit. Okay, so that's a little 2 misses. These are going to be, would be wounding on 5, so now wounding on 6s because of that. So rerolling. That's going to be 3 total wounds at AP -1.
And then, so but cover, so 5.
No, your whole unit is not on the footprint of that, so they don't receive the benefit of cover. The whole unit has to be wholly within the footprint.
Y'all hear him rule? Y'all hear him getting me with the rules?
Yeah, I'm just saying, that's what I've been looking at these rules, trying to figure them all out. So unless the whole unit has to be wholly within to get the benefit of cover.
All right, 6s. Oh.
He gets them anyway.
5-up Philman. pain.
No. Okay.
No. I know what you're gonna do.
What?
I was gonna say it was cocked.
It was cocked. Go for it. No. I trust you. I trust you.
No.
All right. Anyway, just the one. Okay. So now my Redemptor is going to fire into them. I'm not going to supercharge with the plasma because it doesn't make sense with the numbers there. So we're going to start with the macro plasma, not supercharging here. So it's going to be D6 plus 2 because he's got 5 models in there. So that's going to be 3, 4, 5. These are going to be hitting on 4s because he's -1 to hit because he's wounded over there. Rerolling everything though because he is the Oath of Moment unit. Okay, just getting 2 there.
No, force. That was 4.
Hitting on 4s?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, hitting on 4s. I was thinking, these are now going to be wounding on 4s as well. Rerolling everything. No need to. So that's going to be 3 at AP -3.
So 2 damage apiece, right?
Yes.
Yep, so 5 ups, 1 dead, 5 ups, 2 dead, and 5 ups, 3 dead.
All right, so the boys are dead. Now we're going to do the Onslaught Gatling Cannon. So 8 shots hitting on 4s. Rerolling. That's cocked. Okay. These are now going to be strength 5, so looking for 4s to wound.
Strength 5.
Strength 5, so it would be 5s to wound because of the -1.
Right.
Alrighty, that's not bad. And then rerolling. That's going to be 4.
These are devastating, aren't they?
No, the Gatling Cannon? Ooh, maybe. One second. So they are devastating wounds, so that's going to be 2 mortal wounds into him over there, and then 2 regular saves.
Yeah, so 2 regular saves, I think is how it starts, right?
Yes.
All right, so 5 ups.
Yep.
All right, so both go through.
So it's going to be a total of...
no pains. So it's going to be 1 wound, and here's 2 more 5 ups for the mortals. So 2 total.
Yep.
We're just going to kill that guy.
So he's just the knob had 2 wounds? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So then he is dead, so just the characters left. Icarus Rocket Pod's going to fire. That's going to be 3 shots coming in over here. 4s. Rerolling. You guys can't fly, right? Wounding on would be 3, so it's 4s to wound. Nope. Rerolling. That's a wound. AP -1, I believe.
Okay, so we're going to go for a... Now he's in cover?
Yes, so the 6 is good anyway. And then the Storm Bolters. Rerolling. 2 hits.
6s.
And then 6s rerolling. Getting 1.
And then a 5 up. No. So 1
Takes
wound.
a wound. All right, so now my Dark Talon is going to fire everything into his mech guns over here. So we're going to go with the Rift Cannon first. So it's going to be D3 plus 1 shots. Getting 2 shots. Hitting on 3s. 1 hit. Strength 12. So 2.
Oh boy.
Of course he does that. And then the Storm Bolters. Hitting on 3s. It's just 3 hits. Wounding on 5s. Rerolling because it's twin linked. Just 2. AP nothing.
5 up. I'm pretty sure.
2. There was just 2. But
Just
you
2?
failed all of them.
I failed all of them.
So, yeah, 2 wounds. All right, so now into the charge phase. My intercessors are going to charge into his Pain Boy. I need an 8-inch charge to get in. No, not going to make it with a 6. And now my Redemptor is going to charge into his War Boss over there. He's in with an 8-inch charge. All right, so into the fight phase, my Redemptor is going to attack into his War Boss over here. So we got 5 attacks, hitting on 4s because he's -1 to hit now. But I do get to... So we had a bit of a discussion about this. That was the unit that I declared as my Oath of Moment unit. And they were part of that unit, and we can't find anything in here to see what happens about powers or abilities or choosing things like this that on a unit that then ends up being separated because of being killed. Because currently the War Boss and the Pain Boy are not part of it. But we discussed and we think that they still remain as targets for the reroll, since they were the main reason I even put Oath of Moment on there was to kill the character. So that's what I was putting it on for. So, you know, we're not entirely sure. We think this is the way. Everything we've read, we can't see to contradict this or really give a straight answer on this. So that is kind of where we have that. So we're going to do it as the full rerolls here. So that's going to be all hits. These are going to be wounding on 2s. All right, that's going to be all wounds. Does he have devastate? I don't think so. No, he does not. So it's going to be 5 wounds. He has 5 up invul saves. You've done worse. Oh, no.
I'm dead.
So he's dead. All right, so he is dead. All right, so yes, I then consolidated back onto the objective because I couldn't get through the door because of my base size, so I couldn't get into engagement range with his other mech boy, or the pain boy, who is the closest model. So I then consolidated towards the closest objective since I could get onto the objective and contest it, or get onto it. So I moved on to the objective over there. So that's going to be it for the Dark Angel's turn here. On turn number 3, we'll come back to you with, the Gambit phase. All right, so here we go. It's the end of the 3rd battle round, and what you do now is you have the Gambit phase. So essentially what happens is there's a Gambit deck. Everyone has it. There's 4 cards in there. One says proceed as planned. So that means that basically you're just going to keep trying to score primary points based upon what the primary mission is, and you're going to keep going there. There's 3 other Gambits that have very specific things that you have to try to do, and then get very lucky when you do them to try to get 30 points at the end of the game, which would go towards your primary points there. So, at this point, my opponent has, at the end of battle round 3, has 20 points in his primary, and the max you can score is 45. So, he wouldn't even score all of those 30 points from the Gambit if he decided to do the Gambit. He also has like 1 billion models on the table. It would be ridiculous for him to choose a Gambit because
I'm about to score 15 more.
He's about to score 15 on this turn, on turn 4 right now, and then that's like half of what he could score there, and he would only be able to score like a maximum of 10 points on round number 5. So I, on the other hand, have 10 points right now on primary, and I'm down to 3 units, one of which is an aircraft and can't control an objective. It's a little less likely that I'm probably going to be able to get it. So, my opponent's going to start steamrolling on primary. I'm going to start losing models to what's going to happen here. And you sit back and you go, okay, well, let's look at what this Gambit does. They're all exceedingly difficult to try to get. Like, exceedingly difficult. And when you're playing through the game, if my opponent just plays his normal game while I'm trying to go for this Gambit, he is going to max out on primary anyway, and he is going to be fine in comparison, even if I was to get the Gambit. I can't even max out my primary with the Gambit at this point, because I only have 10 points, and max I can get is 40 points at that point. But what you do is you have this deck. You take out the proceed as planned. You shuffle up the other 3 and then discard one of the other 3 randomly. After you shuffle them up randomly, discard one of them. You then take the 2 that you have left plus the proceed as planned, look at them, and decide what you're doing. You put the cards face down on the table, and then you reveal them at the same time. Whatever it shows is what you're going to be doing. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. My opponent is proceed as planned. Shocking. But I, also shocking, have chosen orbital strike coordinates. I need to get units at the end of my 5th battle round wholly within 9 inches of a table corner. And then at the end of that's not in my deployment zone. So if it's in my deployment zone, does not count. It has to be in the others. I then roll at the end of that. Once that happens, 2d6. I add 1 to the dice roll for every other corner that I have. So a maximum of +2 to this roll, and I have to get 12 on a 2d6. So I need either double fill faces, or at max, even if I somehow put jump packs on all of my guys, I still don't think I could get to the corners with them. So I'm going to be looking for a 12 to get 30 points and still be behind the 8 ball. But I thought it'd be fun because it keeps it interesting where we're going here. So that is what's going to happen. So I'm no longer scoring primary. I'm only going to be scoring my secondaries and then looking for the Gambit. And my opponent is going to proceed as planned, and we'll go. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Orks here on turn number 4. All right, movement phase for the Orks here on turn number 4. My opponent at the beginning did control at least 3 objectives. Got that.
Past the battle shock, the failed battle shock.
Oh, okay. So my opponent, he failed his battle shock over there, but he's going to spend the CP to auto pass it, which is pretty good. He did get another CP for having with the grots that were on the objectives. Managed to get a CP for that. I got a CP because I discarded my impossible to get secondary. So we're both at 2 right now because he spent that. We're both at 2.
Yeah.
He did score 15 for the primary. He drew hold an objective in his own deployment zone, which seems nigh impossible to lose.
Yeah.
He also got still has the area denial, and he's actually moved units wholly within 6 inches of center to get that, which is smart. He actually did it. Yeah. Look at him. Look at him over here. He's learning. It's learning. We're growing. That's what we do. And yeah, and that's pretty much what happened. So these guys over here pretty much stood still because they had line of sight on what they wanted to shoot. These guys advanced over here. These mega knobs, the grots, moved within 6 inches of the center over there. The scrapjet moved up or stayed like an inch or something like that. And those guys stayed back on their objective there. And then the grots stayed back on the objective back over there. So that is it for the movement phase. So we'll come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, the shooting phase, we're going to start off with the mech guns firing into my Redemptor over here.
One of them gets +1 to hit.
One gets +1 to hit. So this is his shots are going to be 6. Okay, so he's got 6 shots hitting on 3s, right?
Yeah, 3s, rerolling 1s.
Okay.
So that's a 2.
Okay.
And then 3s to wound. So that's 4
wounds.
4. AP minus 2.
AP minus 2, so 4 up saves. That seems appropriate. Let's see if he explodes. Nope, not even that. Okay. We're just going to go into the charge phase now. His pain boy is going to charge into my intercessors over here. So that's going to be 9-inch charge. We'll get him into battle over there. Yeah. So here goes. He's going to attack in here. You got what are you doing?
Exploding 5s and 6s.
Exploding 5s and 6s with his with an orc thing there. So it's going to be
so that's a miss and 2 explosions.
Miss and 2 explosions.
Right,
5 and 6s.
Strength 9, I believe. So 3s.
Okay.
It's going to be 3 AP minus 2.
5 up saves. Making none of them.
2 damage apiece.
Okay, so it's going to kill those guys.
And then here's his Erdy syringe.
And the Erdy syringe.
1 explosion.
That is a hit with an explosion.
The 1/6.
It needs a 1/6. No.
That's just going to be 1 save.
Wait, is it it's strength 2, isn't it?
It's strength 2.
So you need 6 and 2 wounds. Yeah, nothing. He needs that. Yeah.
Well, that's why it was good.
That's why it was. Yeah. Wow. So yeah, nothing there for them. Okay.
I'll give him -1.
And now over here, my opponent's going to give his guy -1 to wound. I am going to give them, because they have to make basic contact. I'm going to give them on something Fury. I can't remember. Unforgiven Fury, which is basically they get lethal hits. So here we go. Okay, so it's going to be 2 hits there, and then those are re-rolling.
Yeah.
Forgot. Okay, and then wounding on tough 5, right?
Yes.
So these are going to be wounding on 4s, re-rolling. 5s, re-rolling.
Yeah.
So that's going to be 3 wounds into you over there.
6s rerolling. So yeah, because that was -5.
5, oh, -1. 6 is re-rolling. Yeah, so it got it.
I think that's 2 fails.
Okay,
no AP, right?
Yeah, no AP.
All right, needing a 5 up.
Feeling the pains.
Oh.
Makes them both, and he's still alive. Cool. All right, that's it for the orc turn there. He got both of his secondary objectives there. So he is going to be getting plenty of points for that. He didn't shoot at my plane because he thinks it's funnier to see if I can roll 2d6 to not even win. So we'll come back to you after the movement phase for the Dark Angels. All right, so into the command phase for the Dark Angels here. They passed their battle shock test, and I drew Cleanse and Overwhelming Force, but I only got Overwhelming Force. Cleanse requires me to just sit on an objective and control an objective that's not in my deployment zone. Impossible for me to do. And Overwhelming Force I got because I spent a CP to draw another one after I'd got Extend Battle Line, so holding objectives elsewhere as well. So that was not going to be able to happen, but Overwhelming Force can. I need to kill units that were on objectives. So sounds good to me. So we will do that when we move into the shooting phase. So they're going to stay in combat over here because why not? And then oh, actually I forgot to move him. He's actually going to go right over into that corner, and that's where, and then turn left. So that's where he'll go, like that. Watch, because they got unlimited move. Turn left the other way.
What?
Yeah, the other way. That's what you get for asking your friend to move it. All right, so that's going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. Shooting phase here. These guys are going to shoot their pistols, getting 1 hit. Oh my! I mean, yeah, he's going to be my. Why not? Yeah, be my oath. So re-roll that. 2 hits, because it is pistols, so they're not -1 to hit. That's going to be 1 wound. Re-rolling. That's going to be 1 wound, because he's top 5 as well, right?
Yeah.
Not going to save.
5 up.
Ooh, he's down to 1 wound. All right, so we're going to do shooting now with my Dark Talon into his grots. I'm going to shoot everything into him. So we're going to go with the Stormbolter first. He's within 12, so he's going to be hitting on 3s. Okay, because it's rapid fire 6. And then these are 2s to wound, re-rolling because they're twin linked. Re-rolling. Okay, so that's going to be 5, 6, 7.
Okay.
Just going to kill 7 guys there. And then I've got the, what is it, the Rift Cannon here. So it's D3 plus 1 shots. I think it might be blast.
It is blast.
Yeah, so it's going to be D3 plus 2 because there was, or plus 3. So 2 plus 3 equals 5. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 2s. Okay, so it's just going to kill a guy really bad.
Very dead, though.
Very dead. But I didn't get to kill him off there because I'm not going to be able to fight him. So into the fight phase. All right, so here we go. His Pain Boy is going to go first because it's not his turn here.
All right,
so he's going to do the Erdy syringe first.
And I paid for
And he
the
paid for exploding 5s and 6s.
All right, I want a 3 up.
No, not going to happen there. But now he's got his regular attacks.
All my fun went away with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does explode there, so we've got 2 hits.
Yeah.
Wounded on
there's
2s,
one.
right? Oh, what is the damage? What's the strength?
9.
Yeah, so that's wounded on 2s.
Oh, yeah,
so that's 2.
My bad.
AP 2, right?
Yes, sir.
5 up saves. Hey, I made 1. I'm still alive. And then his attack's back. Re-rolling because he might out the moment. Re-rolling. That's going to be 1.
Okay, 5 up.
Oh, and he makes it. Cool. All right, no secondaries for me. I'll get a CP when I discard one on cleanse. We'll say I'll discard cleanse. So, alrighty. All right, turn 5 for the Orks here. He scored the 10 points that he needed to max out his primary. He also drew behind enemy lines, so he moved that Ork buggy, advanced him over here, so that now he is in the deployment zone over here. And then if his Pain Boy survives, he'll have 2 in there to get his points from that. He also got no prisoners, so if he manages to kill this guy over here, he'll get that. So that is it. He doesn't really bother moving anyone else because we're just waiting to see if I can roll a 12 for that guy. All right, so that's going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so we're actually going to go skip straight into the fight phase over here. My guy is going to go first. So I'm going to have 3 attacks here. These are going to be, my opponent did -1 to wound, and I'm going to do the lethal hits with my CP there. So hitting on 3s. There we go. And those 2 5s were not lethal hits because it's, yeah. So wounding on 6s. Rerolling though. Oh, 2, baby. No AP.
Oh no, 2 5 ups.
Oh, I got him.
He's dead.
He's dead there. So that does get me a point, I think, for overwhelming force. Or gives me like 2 points, I think.
Sounds great.
And my opponent will only get half for the behind enemy lines over there.
Yep.
And basically what it's going to come down to is, we'll come back to you with the Dark Angel's turn. All right, movement phase. He's going to be, my intercessor moves slightly closer to his scrapjet, and my plane moved into the corner over here. The reason being that, well, the corner one is because he's going to reroll my 2d6, but I drew no prisoners and defend stronghold. So if I can hold this objective at the end of the game, I will score 3 points, which I can do. There's nothing he can do to deny me there unless I charge him and fail. And he doesn't die, and then he can just pile into the objective. I also defend stronghold, and if I can kill him, I'll get 3 points for killing a unit. So, or 2 points for killing a unit for secondary. So, let's just go straight into the shooting phase. We're going to do the Rift Cannon because he's within range over there. So it's going to be D3 plus 1. But that is going to be 2 hits. Wounding on,
7.
yeah, so wounding on 3s. His strength 12. That's going to be 2 wounds.
It's devastating, right?
Oh, devastating wounds. Yeah, so he's going to be dead.
All right.
So there we go.
Does he blow up and kill your guy too? No.
Okay, that was close. All right, so that's going to be it for the turn for the Dark Angels here, because that's all I needed to do is kill them. So now...
Phil, I counted it up. And
Yeah.
I kid you not. If you roll boxcars, we'll tie.
We will tie on this? Oh, baby. Do you hear that? Here we go, people. This is what it comes down to. If I can roll 2 Phil faces, I'll get 30 points for primary, putting me at 40 for primary.
Yeah.
My secondary was pretty strong in the beginning, so that's kept me in this game here.
So I have 45. Orcs have 45 on primary and 24 secondary.
Okay.
Right now, Phil has 10 on primary and 29 on secondary. So the difference is literally 30 points.
So here we go. If I can get these 30 points.
Which would also have us both tie at 69.
Nice. I cannot imagine a better scenario to end our very first battle report of 10th edition than to have both of us on the gambit tie at 69 points apiece. That would be about as nice a result as you could ever imagine. So here we go, people. All I need is double Phil face. If we see double Phil face, I am going to be a very happy man because that would be hilarious. Here we go. Double Phil face. Also remember, he could have just shot me out of the sky the entire game. The entire, 2 rounds before this. But he didn't because he wanted it to be hilarious, is what we were looking for here. So just to point out, yes, we could get a tie now because of one single die roll, but only because we wanted to see it happen, not because it's truly an effective way to make a game work.
Don't rob the magic.
I'm not. I would never rob the nice magic from happening here. So here we go. Looking for double Phil face. Come on. 2 Phil faces. No, I got half there. Oh, so close to the perfect tie. Oh, so we have a victory for the Orcs here. Quite frankly, overwhelming victory. But yeah, a ton of fun. I'm liking 10th edition. Yeah. I think it's going to take a little bit to get as comfortable, obviously, with it as the other editions that we had years to play with. But, I mean, it's going to come, and it feels like the changes to the rules feel good. Units feel like they can do things. And there's a lot of interaction that I think seems very, very fun. So, yeah, I'm super excited to see what keeps happening with these. I don't think that either of these lists are going to be your top meta for these armies. We were just trying different things out. I wanted to show a flyer. Obviously, the Lion had to come, although I do think he could be pretty epic. And I just wanted to show drop pod. I wanted to drop pod some Primaris because I think that's awesome that we can do that now. So, I hope you guys have all enjoyed this. I certainly have. I have been Phil, the Glacial Geek. As always, my opponent's been Marcus. And until next time, stay safe and have fun.